here today to carry on with this rendering. That's all dried out nicely. If you watch the previous videos, 2 videos ago I think, you'll see that I jet washed all this off, all this loose and flaking stuff, and I'm here to tidy it all up. So that's all looking good, it's all dried off nice. So I'm gonna give it a light sort of touch up, maybe a bit of a light base coat over this lot. But first thing first is I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to get a grinder, cut all these old angle beads out, and then I'm going to give all this a prime with a render grip really, and then I'll start chucking some base coat on everywhere. So let's get set up and crack on with that. I will go back over it all with a scraper and just try and get underneath the rest of it. That line down there seems to be good. Obviously that's been rendered up when the doors were fitted and painted, and it seems to have bonded to that. So I don't know if this is a little bit sandy, this whole bit of render here. So I'll keep scraping it off, and then belt and braces, I'm going to put a stabilising solution on it. Yeah, look, he's handy, it almost looks like my hand. Look. It's a dusty hand gang. So I'm going to stabilise all this stuff out here. And then as well as that, I'm going to go over it with a peel stop and just some of the edges. Then, once that's done, I shall be going over it with a render grip, because if that sand and cement is still dusty, I'm not sure that that alone is going to be enough to sort of bond to it. It might do the same, it might start peeling back. So I'm going to seal it all with these 2 things first. Then we're going to do that. Then we're going to stick some base coat where we need it with some mesh. So it's all going on really. I mean, ideally, the lot would come off back to the brickwork and it would all be done again, but there isn't time for that. And I don't think the people want to spend that much money on it. It's a letting job, so you know, it's just a tidy up really for the next tenants. But also today, my old mixer packed up yesterday, and the old mixer was a Wix mixer, and I must have bought that at least 12 years ago, and it's been brilliant. It's been a really good mixer, but it just died a death yesterday, so I didn't want to spend too much. So Screwfix were doing this for 72 quid. Which is quite good. So obviously you get the body of the mixer, and you also get 2 paddles with it, which I thought was good. And the erbauer stuff I've always found to be really good. And I refuse to spend 500 quid on a cordless DeWalt mixer, which I know a lot of the plasterers use, but very rare that I'm not near a power point. You know, it's not like I'm a site plasterer where there is no power and stuff like that. So I'm just a domestic really. So I'm always near a plug socket. So it's 500 quid versus 72 quid from Screwfix. So I'll get that out of the box and we'll give that a test later. So what I want to do now is get these old angle beads off, these old rusty ones, get them out of the way, because they're never going to get any better. They'll just keep rusting, and then the rust will just delaminate and keep popping forward, which will end up obviously pushing whatever's on top of that off. So let's get them cut out, and then we can set some plastic ones in. So it's a few hours later now. What I've done, I've scraped off more of that paint. You can see I just started picking it off, and it just wanted to fall off again, so it wasn't bonded at all to that. So to show you that. It's not soaked into the sand and cement. I don't know if the sand and cement wasn't that great, or not, obviously no sort of watered down coat had gone on prior to the top coat at all. So that was that. So what I did, I scraped all that back, got the worst of it off, literally as much as I could off. Then I went over it, all the bare areas of sand and cement with stabilising solution. Then I went over it all again with a peel stop, let that dry, and then I've just gone over it all with a render grip. I think I've given it the best chance I can then, really. So I've gone over it with a render grip, and what I'm going to do now, I don't know if any of this is right, it's just what my sort of quick way out of this, because I wanted quite a quick turnaround on this. You know, I don't think hacking it all off was really up for discussion, it was just make it look pretty. So I've obviously taken the two metal angle beads off there, which were rusting. So I'm going to patch all this in. I'm going to go and have something to eat a minute. I'm going to come back, patch all this in with a bit of base coat and get it all level. It's not too bad. I mean, up there's all right, to be honest. A few patches there, here and there. Nothing too major, little bits down there. So I'll get all that sort of back to good with a base coat. And then the plan for that is, once that base coat's dry, I'm going to paint it all with the white top coat primer, so it'll all look nice and white again. Then I'm going to spray the silicone top coat on it. And by spraying it on, I'm obviously going to be creating the texture that render grip's already sort of created. So, and then it should look like a sparkling white, fresh area. That's the plan. But really and truly, it's not the right way to do it at all. And I'm sure a few of you will tell me that in the comments, and I might get a little bit of stick for it, but I can only do what I can, because they did ask, like, the painter and decorator that's been in here painting, if he could sort of sort that out there, and he said no. He said it's just obviously too far gone. So they were sort of in a bit of a dilemma, I think. So they needed it done, and they specifically asked for it to be silicone rendered on top. And they got a fairly quick turnaround on it, and they said to me, can you give us a reasonable price? So that's what I've done. I've just minimised the damage that I can do. You know, I've obviously taken off what I can, and I'm sure once it's done, it's going to look lovely once it's all top coated. But it's how long that lasts for. This is the question, isn't it? Because we've got a lot of retaining stuff going on there. Obviously that's a retaining wall. Got a couple of retaining walls, so I don't know, it's one of them, it's a fingers crossed job, so I'm not pretending to be an expert on this at all. I've done a fair bit of this work over the years, and touch wood, I've never had any comebacks with it. I've always done basically what I'm doing now, just gone as far as what I think common sense prevails, and, you know, not try to actually cut corners, but just try and do it as best as I can. So anyway, I'm trying to make excuses for myself now. But yeah, so I'm sure it'll look lovely when it's done, but in 6 months' time, I'll be back. Gonna go and get a bit of lunch now. See you in a minute. Okay, so it's time to unbox this. Let's have a look. See what you get for your 72 quid. Right, we've got obviously the body, and I think it's got a slow start on it. It says it's a slow starter, so it feels really nice actually. It feels really quite solid and heavy. Nice rubber handle, nice rubber grip on it. Sort of quite comfortable, I suppose, really. It's heavy, so it must have hopefully a bit of power in it. And then it's obviously just that. And then it comes with two of these paddles. Are they different sizes? Yeah, one's a bit bigger, isn't it? I won't use the big one. I prefer the bit smaller, really. sometimes I find the big ones can be a bit too much really, so I'll put that one aside. And I think it also comes with 2 spanners, just so you can do that up in the collet and the thread thing. So I would imagine they are in here. Yeah. 2 spanners. It's got a nice long lead on it, it looks like. Let's have a look, see what the lead is. I think it says on the box actually. It is a 3 metre lead, which is just good, 3 metres. That's a good distance, you know, you're never really more than 3 metres from where you want to mix up to a plug, are you really? That's all good. Right, let's get it plugged in and then we'll get a test on it. Let's see how it performs with a bag of K-rend. It's even got little comfort bits for your thumbs to sit in, look. Well, for 72 quid, there's literally nothing not to like about that. That's really nice, feels really comfortable in the hand. Nice rubber grips. And like I say, they've got little slots that your thumbs sit in. It's got a good slow start on it. Good speed dial on it, very easy to get to as you're going along. Yeah, I can't say no more about it really, it's brilliant. It's just a plaster mixer that just does what it should do. And feels solid, feels robust. And it's 72 quid in Screwfix at the moment. I don't know if that was a deal. Other makes did seem a little bit more expensive. You was looking into sort of the just over the 100 mark for other makes, I think. But it's great. If you're like me and you're a domestic plasterer, and basically 100% of the time you're always in an environment where you've got power, this is just great, really. My last one was a Wix one, and about 12 years ago, that cost me £90, and that lasted me for a good 12 years. I'm quite happy to plug a thing in, it doesn't run out, you haven't got to worry about batteries failing on you. So yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. I'm chuffed with that. So there we go. Again, just to tidy it all up, roll it off. I'll let that pick up, then I'll give it a bit of a sponge over anyway. I'll set the beads in now. Them beads I chopped out earlier, they're all set in. So I'll get this pillar rended up again. Now I want to do the same over there as what I've done there, but I only want to go up to about there, if you see what I mean. Right, that's ball number 2 done. So I just brought it up to there. Obviously, base coat, embed the mesh in, another top coat. So just feathering it off like you would any sort of half wall, you know, like a plaster repair really. So as soon as that picks up, I'll get the float on it, and then I'll just rub that in and create a bit of texture on top of this to sort of like match this. And then when it's all dry, it will all have the white primer on it and then the top coat, and that should hopefully sort it out really. I mean, that looks a million times better already. It's the mesh that does it, because it had quite a few dips in it. So when you put your first coat on, obviously them dips are trying to sag and fall out, but as soon as you get that mesh over it, it forms like a drum skin. It really tightens it up, and then when you put your next one on, you know, you can see it's as flat as a witch's tit, so it ain't gonna go nowhere. Anyway, now, time's getting on actually, it's about 4 o'clock, but I think I've been for a long one today. Shift everything over here now, and then get on with that wall. It's just coming up to 5:30 now, I'm still at it. I've ended up doing more than I thought. I just kept going on this big wall. I just kept putting it on, embedding the scrim in it, another layer, giving it a rub up. That needs a rub up there. So you can see it's just all rubbing up, getting that granular texture out so it matches the granular texture from the render grip. That one's all rubbed up, that's drying out nice. The pillar is all on now. Well, I just got to put a quick top coat on it, put the beads on, chucked a base in, put a load of scrim down it where the beads are joining. I just scrimmed all of it really. So that just needs another face up. I may just get up there and put a bit of scrim over them cracks. You can see that top bit is cracking along there, so I might as well just do that while I'm here. Time is just coming up to about 10 to 7, I think, and that's a late one for me. If any of you that watch me, you'll know that that's about 3 hours later than I like to be home. So anyway, all this is looking good now. Ready for a top coat. Got that on up there. Basically got all that wall on. That, so it's all had mesh. Well, that's had mesh down to about halfway because there's a lot of cracks along there. That one there. Right, that's it. I'm glad I stuck the day in today, glad I stuck the effort in, and I'm hoping that'll pick up fairly quickly, and then at some point tomorrow I can get a primer on it then. We'll be back in the morning and have a look, see how it's all drying.